Hello friends, welcome to the second session of the systematics of the living organisms. In earlier session, we have studied about different methods of the classification. In this part, we have to discuss about the systems of the classification. Earlier attempts to classify the plants and animals were done by many philosophers as well as the scientists. One of the philosopher named as Aristotle classified the plants into the herb, shrubs and trees. He also classified the animals into the red blood containing animals and non-red blood containing animals. Those animals who are having RBC have the red blood and they were called as enema, ENAIMA, and those who are not having the RBCs or the red blood are called as anema, ANAIMA. So he classified the animals into the anema and enema, that is those who do not have the red blood and second those who have the red blood. He classified the plants into the herbs, shrubs and trees. Next attempt of the classification of the living organisms was done by the Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus, in his publication known as the Systema Naturae, which was published in 1735, classified the living organisms into the plants and animals. This system of the classification is called as the two kingdom system of the classification. So the two kingdom system of classification, which was proposed by the Carolus Linnaeus, have one kingdom plant and another kingdom animals. This classification was based on the mode of nutrition and the mobility of the organisms, who are showing the autotrophic mode of nutrition and are immobile are placed in the kingdom Plantae, and the organisms who are showing the holozoic mode of nutrition, means who are showing the ingestion or the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, as well as who are showing the mobility, are placed in the kingdom Animalia. So he classified the plants and animals. In the same way, he also classified the unicellular and multicellular organisms in a one group. So this was a drawback to the two kingdom system of classification. In the two kingdom system of classification, Linnaeus included bacteria, fungi and algae in the plants. So algae are actually, they are placed in the plants, but bacteria and fungi are not placed in plants because fungi are heterotrophic and bacteria are unicellular prokaryotic organisms. In animals also, he included the protozoans like amoeba, paramecium, because they are mobile. But these protozoans are unicellular eukaryotic organisms. They cannot be placed into the plant or animals. Bacteria are unicellular prokaryotic organisms and they also cannot be placed either in the plant or animals, right? So this two kingdom system of classification did not differentiate between the prokaryotic organism and the eukaryotic organism. It also did not differentiate between the unicellular organisms and the multicellular organisms. So the unicellular and multicellular organisms, as well as the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic organisms, were placed in the one group. So these were the drawbacks to the two kingdom system of classification. Ernst Haeckel in 1866 proposed the third kingdom, and he proposed a three kingdom system of classification. So that third kingdom was the Protista, and this third kingdom Protista was including all unicellular organisms. So third kingdom Protista was suggested by the Ernst Haeckel in 1866. So the three kingdom system of classification was proposed, which was containing the Protista, which have the unicellular organisms, Plantae and Animalia. Then in 1956, Herbert Copeland suggested the fourth kingdom. This fourth kingdom were earlier called as mycota, MYCOTA, but later on it was named as Monera, which include all the unicellular prokaryotic organisms like bacteria. So Herbert Copeland in 1956 suggested the fourth kingdom, which is named as the Monera and which has the unicellular prokaryotic organisms. In this way, the classification system was developed. Later on, five kingdom system of the classification was proposed by the R.H. Whittaker in 1969. So this five kingdom system of classification have the five kingdoms. The first kingdom is the Monera, second is Protista, third is fungi, fourth is Plantae, and fifth is Animalia. So Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae and Animalia, these are representing the five kingdom system of classification. This five kingdom system of classification gives us information about the evolutionary relationship of the organism also. Five kingdom system of classification was based on some criteria like the mode of nutrition of the organism. So this five kingdom of system of classification was based on the mode of nutrition, that is whether the organism is autotrophic or heterotrophic, right? So first criteria was the mode of nutrition. So whether the organism is autotrophic or the organism is heterotrophic, right? Along with it, it was also based on the lifestyle of the organism. Lifestyle of the organism means how the organism ingests their food or how organism utilizes their food. So autotrophic organisms can be photoautotrophic or the chemoautotrophic. So this can be the lifestyle of the organism. So photoautotrophic organisms like plants are there, and chemoautotrophic organisms like bacteria are also there. So both of these are autotrophic, but some are using sunlight as the source of energy. These are the plants called as photoautotrophic organisms, and some are using organic or inorganic compounds as the source of energy. They are called as chemoautotrophic organisms. Some heterotrophic organisms can be showing the holozoic mode of nutrition, like the ingestion of the food. So like us, the animals, the higher animals, they ingest their food, digest inside their body, and then they absorb them. This is the holozoic mode of nutrition. While the fungi are saprophytic. So fungi are also heterotrophic and they show the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Saprophytes, SAPROPHYTES. Saprophytic mode of nutrition is also called as the absorptive mode of nutrition, because the fungi digest their food outside their body and then they absorb it. So digestion of the food is occurring outside the body, so it is called as the absorptive mode of nutrition, or it is also called as saprophytic mode of nutrition. So these are the different lifestyles by which the organisms were classified. So criteria was the mode of nutrition, second criteria was the lifestyle of the organism, third criteria was the organization of the cell. So whether the organism is unicellular or multicellular, so that is considered, as well as whether the organism is prokaryotic or the eukaryotic, that is also considered while classifying the organisms into the five kingdom system of classification. So the type of cells means whether they are prokaryotic or eukaryotic, as well as the organization of the cell means whether they are unicellular or multicellular. All these were considered while classifying the organisms into the five kingdom system of classification. So the five kingdom system of classification is based on principally four criteria. The first is the type of the cell, whether the organism is prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Second, whether the organism is unicellular or multicellular. Third, whether the organism is autotrophic or heterotrophic. And fourth, lifestyle of the organism, that is whether it is showing the holozoic mode of nutrition or the saprophytic mode of nutrition, or it is photoautotrophic, or it is chemo-autotrophic or the chemosynthetic. One more criteria were considered in the five kingdom system of classification, that was the reproduction. So vegetative reproduction, sexual and asexual reproduction, all these were also considered while classifying the organism in the five kingdom system of classification. So in this way, the five kingdom system of classification was proposed. In the kingdom Monera, unicellular prokaryotic organisms were included. So kingdom Monera have only the unicellular prokaryotic organisms, and unicellular prokaryotic organisms are all bacteria. Kingdom Protista included unicellular eukaryotic organisms, and unicellular eukaryotic organisms include amoeba, paramucium, or these also have the slime molds. Slime molds are the fungi which are unicellular, right? So the they are called as fungi like protist, or diatoms, golden algae, these dinoflagellates. These were also included in kingdom Protista, right? So kingdom Protista include unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Kingdom Monera include unicellular prokaryotic organisms. Fungi are multicellular eukaryotic organisms, and these are heterotrophic. They are not just heterotrophic, but they specifically show the saprophytic mode of nutrition. So the fungi are the organisms which show the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Plantae are multicellular eukaryotic photoautotrophic organisms. Some plants are also heterotrophic, but we generally see all the plants or observe all the plants as the photoautotrophic organisms. So where there is a very small group of kingdom Plantae which also have the heterotrophic plants. Animalia include all multicellular. So here plants are multicellular photoautotrophic. Please remember, plants are multicellular photoautotrophic organisms, and animalia are multicellular heterotrophic organisms. Multicellular eukaryotic heterotrophic organisms. So all these Protista, fungi, plant and animalia, all these four groups are representing the eukaryotic organisms, while only Monera is representing the prokaryotic organisms in the five kingdom system of classification. Protista include unicellular eukaryotes, while the fungi, plantae and animalia include the multicellular eukaryotic organisms with some exceptions. Fungi include heterotrophic organisms who show the absorptive mode of nutrition or the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Plantae include the photoautotrophic organisms, while animalia include the heterotrophic organisms who generally show the ingestion, that is the holozoic mode of nutrition. Next system of classification was based on purely on the evolutionary relationship, that is called as the three-domain system of classification. Three-domain system of classification was proposed by the Carl Woese in 1990. So according to the three-domain system of classification, the organisms, living organisms, are classified into the three domains. Please remember, domain is larger group than the kingdom. Domain is the larger group than the kingdom. Organisms were classified into the three domain: bacteria, archaea and eukarya, based upon the rRNA sequencing. rRNA is the ribosomal RNA. This ribosomal RNA has the information about the mutation, that is the changes that has occurred in the past thousands of years. So this rRNA can give us information about the evolution of the organism. So rRNA of different organisms were sequenced and they were compared. So when the sequences of the rRNAs of the different organisms were compared, based on the similarities and differences, the three groups were made. The first group is, or the first domain is called as the bacteria. Second domain is called as archaea. Third domain is called as eukarya or eukaryota. The first two domain, that is bacteria and archaea, these two are the prokaryotic domain. These domains are separated because archaea shows much similarity with the eukaryotes as compared to the prokaryotes. Though the archaea include the archaebacteria, which are prokaryotic bacteria. Archaebacteria are also called as the extremophiles. Extremophiles means they are living in the extreme conditions, or they love to live in the extreme conditions. Like they are found in hot water springs, or they are also found in colder regions, or they can also be found in the high salt containing water. So these archaebacteria, they are living in the extreme conditions. But these archaebacteria are separated from the normal bacteria, which are called as the eubacteria. Eubacteria are living at the normal temperature, normal pressure. But archaebacteria, they are living at the extreme conditions. These archaebacteria, their rRNA shows much similarity with the eukaryotes as compared to the bacteria. So from a common ancestor, the three groups are made, three domains are made. First is bacteria, that include all eubacteria, means the true bacteria. Second is archaea, that include the archaebacteria. And third is eukarya, that include the all eukaryotes, like the protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So eukaryota have the eukaryotes like protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So the kingdom Monera is divided into the two groups, eubacteria and archaebacteria, means bacteria and archaebacteria. So these are the two kingdoms which can be considered under the two domains. And this domain eukarya include the four kingdoms, protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So in this way, this three domain system of classification have the six kingdoms. Please remember, this is called as three domain six kingdom system of classification. Why? Because this has the six kingdoms under it. The bacteria include the eubacteria, archaea include the archaebacteria, and eukarya include the protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So these 4, 5 and 6. In this way, the six kingdoms are included in the three domain system of classification. So this is all about the different systems of classification. In next lecture, we will study in detail about the 5 kingdom system of classification, and we will also study each group or each kingdom in detail in the system of classification. Thank you.